Happy full moon in Leo, dear Aquarius rising. This is Nicole Marie, your astrologer and coach, using the tools of astrology, tarot, sound healing, and ritual to connect you back to your magic and to help transform and empower your cycles in life to make a plan for success. Now, this special full moon treat is to look at where this full moon is affecting you specifically, and a little tarot reading to give you guidance during this next lunar cycle. So the full moon is empowering your seventh house. So this is a time of relationship, of you looking at the relationship with yourself, the one with the relationship you have with others, in business, in romance, in friendships. So full moons are also a time of completion, of endings, of, also new beginnings, coming to an end of a cycle or a habit or a lifestyle in which, the relationship isn't working. Now, the Leo archetype is the artist. And when he's in his shadow, he's in his inner critic, or in storytelling, the villain. So we're kind of looking at, where do we sabotage our relationships? How are we sabotaging ourselves from having a better relationship with self-care and self-acceptance? So this is a nice time to do some inner work, but also to gather with friends and loved ones to plan a lovely dinner party or ritual. And I really love for you to share your accomplishments with each other and any visions that you have for the year, and celebrate each other's accomplishments, and, talk about what you had to overcome in the past 6 months. What were your accomplishments in the past 6 months? What did you, the big trials and lessons that you learned? And then for yourself, take time to write a list of all that you are grateful for in your life, and make sure to mention the people who have been with you along the way. So this is a powerful time for you to look at, how are you using your creative energy in relationship? Relationship is always evolving. We can't always stick to the same routines, the same habits. There comes a phase in relationships, even with the self, that you kind of need to evolve and do new things. So you can also talk about the new things that you want to achieve in the next 6 months, and kind of look. Full moons are a really great time for overview. And also take a moment to reflect on, again, any self-sabotaging habits or beliefs in yourself, and look to create a new pattern. So, as promised, a live tarot reading to look at the next lunar cycle from this full moon until February 4th for the new moon in Aquarius. So first, I choose a card that represents the overall energy. And then the conflict. And now the solution outcome. Okay, my oh my. So, the overall energy, kind of the archetype that you're embodying, is the Temperance. And you're definitely kind of denying this feminine energy of following your intuition. It's sometimes really hard to trust our intuition when we're receiving so many messages from so many different planes of existence and dimensions. And you, Aquarius, really know how to explore the cosmos on a very natural level. And so you're kind of trying to weave in your psyche and your emotional world. So much of our healing takes place on not just, so it's like if you have a physical ailment, a lot of people just then look at how to cure the symptoms of the physical body. But since we're kind of like holistic beings, and we kind of exist on many different dimensions, that we need to address, a physical ailment in the energy body. If we have an emotional issue, look at what the mental structures and patterns are. And this is where you're kind of integrating all those worlds in one. And the one that's being suppressed is the receptor, is the receiver, is the feminine. And again, I'm not talking about masculine or the gender of feminine. I'm talking about the actual energy, how it's more like a cup. It's emotion and it receives, it's influenced, it's flowing. And again, this also represents our intuitive mind. So living in a more intuitive way instead of that intellectual way that's connected to the ego. So the conflict is reversed to a sword. So the conflict is actually moving forward on something, kind of getting stuck out of the head, out of the busy mind, and actually moving towards your goals and your accomplishments. Often, that villain or inner critic appears when we feel that we haven't done enough. And so you just need to take time to appreciate what you have done in order to see, well, where do I really want to move forward? Because by the new moon in Aquarius, you'll be merging back into the self, back into balance of the masculine, feminine. You're going to want, again, to come back to relationship, balancing, being and doing, receiving and giving. So this is a profound time to balance some worlds within and in the outer world, the ordinary and the other world. So thank you for tuning in, for wanting to do this work through empowering through yourself through the moon. As you know, I love working with the moon and offer moon work coaching, where we look at both your new moon and full moon, see what astrological aspects are happening, and create ritual to empower and to transform. Also do transformation coach sessions. So if there are any big things going on in your life, or if you have like a prolonged project and you see monthly support, I'm here to guide you. So you can check me out at inner-stories.com or email me at innerdories@gmail.com. Until then, be brave, dear hearts, for we are in a time of great transformation. Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be.